Here with Coach Sean after the purple-white scrimmage tonight. And Coach, real quick, just first thoughts, literally just wrapped up a couple of minutes ago, but first thoughts on what you saw from the team tonight.
There were good things, and this sounds worse than I mean it to, but I was a little disappointed, just because I know what the previous week looked like. And I think with as many new people as we had, there was maybe a little nerves. We did not show what we were fully capable of, which I guess is a good thing, a silver lining. That, I mean, what you saw tonight, there's going to be so much more. So yeah, I mean, that's a good thing and a bad thing, but I wish it would have shown itself in these last 4 sets.
Yeah. And I think you kind of said it there towards the end of the team huddle, is like they kind of set the bar pretty high right out of the gate with that, even that first day 6-on-6, and obviously would like to see them continue to build on that, but like I said, good stuff to build on, even though we'd like to have seen better tonight. Yeah,
there was just, we're so much bigger and so much more physical that, the kills that we're seeing, in practice didn't necessarily show themselves, tonight. And, I'm a broken record here. It's just like there's so much more in this group that's going to present itself here throughout the season. Now we just got to be able to do it on a consistent basis when we got a crowd watching us and it matters the most. But yeah, it was good. It's just, I know there's so much more.
Right. So talk about some individual performances. Obviously the stats are a little bit all over the place in the scrimmages with players going back and forth on both sides, but saw some good swings from Simone and Bree, which we've come to expect, but I thought Reagan stepped up in a lot of places. Madison had some good swings, so I guess talk about those offensive swings first.
Well, you said it there at the end, Madison. She had a good match or day, whatever we want to call this overall, but there at the end she put on a show. I said there wasn't the big swings that we've been seeing in practice. She put a couple there at the end. I thought overall Jordan, freshman middle, had a fantastic match, was very consistent, and yeah, like you said, Reagan, we're kind of moving around in the middle and the right side. She's much more comfortable in the middle and did a great job there, and then got some opportunities to score on the right and get some big blocks as well, which I know she could be huge over there for us. And like you said, Simone and Bree, but then again, this sounds worse than I mean it to, and it's not bad in any way. They set the bar so high last year of what they could do. I thought there was a few unforced errors from them that I didn't expect to see, or didn't want to see, I should say, but would absolutely agree with your assessment that they had a good match.
Quick thoughts on the performance of the middles. You mentioned Jordan and the way she played there, but I know several spurts of some really good blocking performances throughout the night.
We've got 4 middles that can do a great job blocking. I thought Treva did a good job, and then I really want to stress that Riley did a fantastic job of stepping up. So she transferred in the spring, and she was our only middle in the gym, and that's difficult because you have nothing running at you, and then did a fantastic job playing against La Tech when it was like, okay, this is live. You have an actual middle coming against you. She did a great job, stepped up and did awesome. She did a great job out there too. And I think what she does well is she learns during sets and got in situations to where she's like, I'm going to take this away. And we didn't necessarily either set away from that or as attackers adjust. And so, bravo to her. I've said fantastic a lot, but the middles did well. I thought we put up big blocks and forced attackers to think about what they were doing rather than just I can do whatever I want.
And then finally, just defensive performance. A lot of different liberos, a lot of good plays. Obviously Ashlyn taking over primary libero there, but we saw some good stuff from Laura and Olivia as well.
Yes, all 3 of them did really well. We moved, Laura and Liv around a little bit from DS to libero. Both of them stepped up, did a great job. And then Ashlyn was solid. And for her, she's only going to continue to get better. I thought she made some great plays, which we know that she can make, and then she got out of position a few times, and that's going to happen. But overall, I think she had a great match.
So what do we build on first going into practices tomorrow as we really prepare for Stephen F. on Saturday?
And that's hard just because, I mean, we haven't had the depth and the physical talent like this in a couple years. And so we can go out there and throw a different lineup every single time, and we got to just settle on something so they can get used to who's on the right and left of them and who's doing this and that. And that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be the starting lineup, on the first weekend at Tarleton. But we got to settle on something and let them get used to each other. And so the little errors that I didn't like seeing tonight start to go away, just because who's going to be next to you, who's going to do this, who's going to do that.
All right. Thanks so much, Coach.
Yep.